Hi! Welcome to Simple Modern Learning. In this video, we will be learning all about the Pythagorean theorem. First off, who is Pythagoras, and what is a theorem? Pythagoras was an ancient Greek who was really smart and approved the theorem, and a theorem is something that has been proven to be true. The Pythagorean theorem explains the relationship between the sides of a right triangle. It tells us that for any right triangle, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the legs of the triangle and c is the hypotenuse. It is very important to note that this theorem only works for right triangles. Let's take a deeper look at how to properly label a right triangle. Once again, a and b are known as the legs of the triangle. Note that it does not matter which leg is labeled A and which is labeled B. The legs of the triangle are perpendicular to each other, forming a 90-degree angle. Directly opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse, which is the triangle's longest side. It is labeled with a C. Let's visually see why the Pythagorean theorem works. Let's look at this triangle. Let's say that leg A measures 4 units and leg B measures 3 units. If we square both sides, we will notice that the sum equals side c squared. This means that we can easily find the missing side of a right triangle using the Pythagorean theorem. Let's try it. Here we have a triangle whose leg A measures 8 units and leg B measures 6 units. Let's use the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse. First, let's start with writing down the theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now let's substitute the information to solve. 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. 36 plus 64 equals c squared. 100 equals c squared. Now let's take the square root of both sides to solve for c. Therefore, the hypotenuse is 10 units. Well done. Now let's look at finding side A or B when given the hypotenuse. Let's say we have a triangle where A measures 12 units and the hypotenuse measures 20 units. Instead of using a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we will use c squared minus a squared equals b squared. Don't forget that it doesn't matter which side is A and which side is B. Let's try it. C squared minus a squared equals b squared. Now let's substitute the information to solve. 20 squared minus 12 squared equals b squared. 400 minus 144 equals b squared. 256 equals b squared. Now let's take the square root of both sides. Therefore, the other side measures 16 units. Well done. You now know how to use the Pythagorean theorem. Thanks for watching and see you next time on Simple Modern Learning.